Yeah, so we are going to rank the Pokemon typings
Mhm.
based on like if we think that is a good typing, a bad typing, all that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
So
So,
for me,
mm-hmm.
we're starting with left to right, right? With normal.
Yeah, normal.
Honestly, A tier.
That's what I was thinking because normal isn't it's obviously not the best typing by its nature of not being super effective against anything. But the Pokemon that's in it has such a diverse move pool.
Yeah. Um, Snorlax, Slacking. There's Tauros, Chansey and Blissey,
Mm-hmm.
Arceus, and like it
Most of
has
the
one
bird
weakness.
types are also normal.
Most of the birds. It has only one weakness
Mm-hmm.
and is immune to ghosts. It is the only
Yep.
type that is immune to ghosts. Ghosts are immune to normal as well, but like normal types have stab for hyper beam and body slam and takedown. They get access to all the best status moves like sword dance, protect, detect. I think detect is a fighting move, but protect is a normal move.
Yeah, a lot of the stat raising and stat debuff moves are normal type.
Yeah, a
Like
lot of
Screech.
boring, like Screech. Yeah, um, people are down on normal because a lot of the more boring Pokemon are normal types, but so are some of the more busted Pokemon. Smeargle fucking is a normal type.
Yeah.
Smeargle is game breaking.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
he's also really good for shiny hunting too.
I believe it. Yeah, I really like the normal type. Stab on explosion. Like I had a competitive Snorlax who had self-destruct, and nobody expects Snorlax to explode. And with stab on self-destruct too is just
Mm-hmm.
chef's kiss. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the normal type. It gets a bad rep because when people see it, they think Rattata, but they're not thinking Arceus. That is their fault.
Yeah, again, I think it's just one of those typings where it's like because it's not super effective against anything, it kind of gets snoozed
Mm.
on. But it has such a diverse, again, a diverse move pool and stab hyper beam. Sergeant Fear and Mega
Yeah,
Kangaskhan. Yeah, Mega Kangaskhan got
yeah.
like
Oh my god.
banned
Ugh.
from tournament. Got banned.
If if I ate so many sucker punches in the Gen 6.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Mecha Kangaskhan was a monster.
Yeah, and you also use Chansey with Evilite for
Mm-hmm.
our Terra raids.
If you like Chansey is great in any kind of double, triples battle. It has access to like all normal Pokemon have normal moves, but they also learn moves from so many other types. You just usually not like the elemental ones, but like all normal Pokemon learn fighting moves. They can learn fairy moves. And Porygon Z is like busted in the right builds. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and also the poor
I had a
bastards.
competitive build. Say again.
Also, usually the poor bastards are the HM slaves. Because
A little bit.
a lot of them
Yeah,
can
yeah.
learn cut, and some can learn surf. But a lot of them are
Mm,
also dual type flying.
mm. And you have Rock Smash, Strength. Honestly, Strength and Rock Climb are really good damaging moves,
Mm-hmm.
and normal types get stab on that. It's really good.
Yep. Also, two cannon, pretty good.
Pretty good.
And I think his move is a normal move. I think that leaves a burn.
I don't remember if it's normal or flying, but yeah.
Oh, it's flying.
Beak Blast. There it is.
Never mind, but he's
But
bi.
we appreciate the bi bird.
Yeah.
The bird.
But yeah. A.
Mm-hmm.
A tier for normal. Like it's not the greatest, but it's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Fire is next.
So
Yeah.
I'm a little biased. I'm gonna give Fire S, and here's
well,
why. Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Fire Spin, like most of the damaging fire moves have a chance to leave a burn, and burn is like outside of Frozen and Sleep, the most debilitating status.
Mm-hmm.
And although there are some fire types that are disappointing, look at you, Pyroar, a lot of them, like Incineroar, Salazzle, Charizard, Armarouge, and Ceruledge, a lot of fire type final evos are bangers. IMO.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that the fire, grass, and water are going to have a huge curve on them because they're all the starters.
Mm-hmm.
And by default, these starter types are better than other typings by its very nature of being a starter type. Also, a lot of legendaries are fire types.
Mm-hmm. Fire's pretty lit, Azzy. Yeah. I get it.
You know, like we have Moltres, you got Entei, you got Heattrain,
Chandelure,
Volcanon.
Yeah. And it's worth noting that a lot of fire types that are dual types are strong, not because of their dual type, but because they are primary fire.
No, I would think
just...
out of most of these, the dual typing hurts them more than helps them.
Look at you, firefighting from Gens 3 and onward.
Firefighting isn't bad. It just was a lot back to back, and that pissed people off. But like some of these dual typings aren't great. Like fire ground is like cool. Now you have 4 times weakness to water.
Yeah.
Cool. So like a lot of these dual typings aren't good because they just add more weaknesses to them.
Now, I will say that for a lot of people will shit on fire types, like, oh, just use surf and it dies. Well, yeah. Why would you send out a fire, like, only, like, with very few exceptions, only water types learn surf, and if you're sending a fire type to battle a water type, that's your fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of these...
Big fan of fire types.
Yeah, it doesn't help that a lot of the fire types are put with rock, and there's, like, some poison ones, and you're like, cool. 4 times weakness to ground.
Right.
Yeah, so I think fire type by itself, by its nature of also being a starter type, has to be one of the S tier ones.
Yeah.
Because that's how it be, unfortunately. Because all the starters are decent. Except for Chestnut. He can eat a dick.
Yeah, we'll get into the grass types in a second.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about grass types.
Yeah. Water!
I think water is just super strong. Like, a lot of water types are strong because they're water types. Surf, like, every gen has surf, and surf is just a solid, super strong move.
Well, I think also water type has a good mix of physical and special moves.
True.
And so, like, regardless of what your Pokemon is, they can probably learn either physical or the special moves.
And a lot of water types can learn because they're water types. They also have access to some ice moves. Like Feraligatr can learn Ice Fang.
Which is
Starmie
good against
can learn
dragons.
Ice Beam. Yeah. Vaporeon is a water type. It's my favorite Pokemon. Yes, I know the meme. Nobody say it. Melodic, great. Empoleon, great. Gastrodon is a monster.
Yeah, water ground is a mean typing.
It really is.
It's a mean dual type.
It's 4 times weak to grass, but it also has stab, surf, and earthquake.
And immune to electric.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally, I think water type is S tier.
I think it is too, and again, it's part of it's because it's stuck with the starters. It's a starter type, and so like they make water strong because your starter has to be strong because that's the first one you fucking get.
Mm-hmm.
I think water by itself is strong. You don't really need a dual type to make it stronger.
Yeah.
Like, water can stand on its own. And there's so many pure water types that just prove that, like, yeah, water is just fine.
Yeah. Also, water is probably the best typing for like weather teams.
Yeah.
Rain dance is great. It boosts water type moves. It weakens fire type moves. Makes it so thunder always hits.
Yeah, so it means
makes it
guys can
so
learn thunder.
hurricane always hits. Yeah.
Oh, and hurricane Pelipper with hurricane and rain
drizzle. It's
drizzle.
Yeah. Really good.
I'll put that S tier as well.
Yeah. I think if water types got a bad rep, it's because of in Hoenn, they were just annoyed with having to surf everywhere and dive everywhere. But outside of that, it's just super good.
Yeah, because Ruby and Sapphire, there's a lot of fucking water.
Yeah. What we got next?
Electric.
I'm gonna be a little bit down on electric. Kind of sucks, IMO.
What? But it's got Pikachu.
It kind of sucks. Okay, name a good electric type that isn't legendary.
Electros is pretty decent.
Yeah, its main thing is that it's an electric type with levitate, and it's got like good stats, but like
Toxicity is also pretty decent. So is Vikavolt. I haven't used a lot of these.
Yeah.
It's electric type is one of those where being weak to ground sucks a lot of ass.
Sure do, though.
I almost want to say electric is probably B tier because I don't think it's the weakest one.
Yeah.
Being strong against flying and water is good just because those are the most common types among trainers.
Yeah, but like flying is also weak to like 3 other types, and so is water.
Yeah, I just meant that like electric is usually the most easily accessible typing. Because usually you get electric type pretty early in the usually in the form of the Pikachu knockoffs, but
yeah, unfortunately, there's only one good electric move, and the rest of them suck ass.
Yeah, because Thunder Shock is fine, or Thunderbolt. Yeah. I wish I could say more about electrics, but also a lot of them are kind of slow.
Which is very funny. Like some of them are fast, but like not a lot. Electivire, people can say that is a really good electric type, but not because of its electric type, because it has a huge move pool for using non-electric moves. Galvantula, people love Galvantula, but I mean, its best thing about it is some of its bug moves, and like
I do think Vikavolt is a pretty decent electric type. It's not the fastest. I think that's the last one's the speed. Yeah. It's not that fast, but it is a pretty decent electric type. Everything else is kind of like okay. Like Palmut's fine. He's definitely one of those. His like signature move uses up like all of his electric stuff, so it's kind of like, all right, he's done.
Right.
Morpeko's fine. I like Toxtricity quite a bit. He's got a pretty decent special attack as well with 114.
Yeah.
And 98 base attack, so it's like he's pretty decent attacker, but like Vikavolt's 145 special. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that a lot of these, like, it doesn't help that when you first get into Kanto, there's not that many electric types.
No. There's
that are good.
Yeah, that are good. Arguably, Megaton and Magnezone are really good, but they only really became good after they got added to Steel types.
Yeah. Raichu, my beloved, they didn't fix you with Alolan Raichu. They just made you slightly better.
Very, very slightly.
It makes me so sad. I love Raichu. He's just worthless.
Yeah.
He's my little
One of
glass
my favorite
water
things
gun.
though was I traded over an event surfing Pikachu to
Mhm.
Alola to evolve it into Alolan Raichu.
Mhm.
So so the surfing Raichu new surf.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I would put electric at. I would put it at B or C.
I'm putting it C, you can put it at B if you want.
Because
I think it's fair. I'm just down on electric because I hate fucking Pikachu so much.
I was like, I
So
love
much.
electric types. There's just not that many good ones.
Yeah.
I don't like the
And
over reliance on having the Pikachu knockoffs that just be
Mhm.
worse Pikachus.
Yeah.
Dedenne to me is like the only exception because he's really fast.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump electric up to B because of Pachirisu. That's it.
Fair.
Because of the world champion.
Yeah.
Pachirisu is carrying the electric types. I'm putting it
Yeah.
at B.
I think just one of those. There's a lot of good electric Pokemon. It's just that there's not enough to say like, yeah,
Yeah.
electric is a good typing. It's like, it's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's good for type coverages, but that's about it.
Speaking of types, man, Grass, you are weak to what, 5 things?
Grass is weak to ice, flying, bug, and fire. And poison.
Yeah, 5 weaknesses.
It doesn't help that grass usually gets paired up with poison, which does not help it at all.
Not at all. And its strongest move is Solar Beam, which is a charging move, whereas Hydro Pump and Fire Blast you can just spam.
Yeah, Gen 1, almost all grass types were grass and poison except for Execute.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Which is hilarious. Very funny. I love Victory Bell. I love like especially Mega Venusaur. But like the best thing that Grass has going for it is status spam, especially with Spore.
Sleep powder, poison powder.
Yeah, like I like a lot of them. But like I feel like the ones that I like are exceptions rather than the rule. Like Leafeon is fun and great, but that's because it's not because grass types are good, because the Leafeon is good.
Yeah, because grass is strong against water, ground, and rock.
Yes, and I believe that's it.
Yeah, which isn't bad, but it's also like water is also strong against ground and rock. So it's kind of like it's a better typing.
Yeah.
Because water only has electric and grass weaknesses.
Yeah. And I'll say it, most of the bronze medals of the starters are the grass types.
It doesn't help that either they don't get a dual typing that helps it, like with like because like grass poison is fine, but that poison doesn't help it any.
No.
Chicory is pure grass.
Sceptile is pure grass.
Snivy's pure grass.
Yeah. Fucking
Grookey is pure grass. And fucking Chespin being grass fighting at the end is so bad. There are so many flying types in X and Y. I had this motherfucker.
Yeah, Chestnut, I think it might be the worst starter out of all of them. Because like some of them are boring. Chestnut is bad.
Yeah, the grass fighting, the 4 times weakness to flying moves is just bad. Like, the fighting does nothing to help it. It just, like, it's weak to fire. It's weak to flying. 4 times weakness to flying. It's weak to psychic. It's weak to poison.
Fairy, which got introduced in X and Y and was everywhere. Ugh. Like compare it to like Delphox was fire, psychic, had Flamethrower and Psychic. It could learn Dazzling Gleam. It had Mystical Fire, which was a really interesting ability, interesting move, and like Fire Psychic is such a strong, like, aesthetic. And then Greninja was busted to hell and back. Chestnut sucks.
Yeah, and his personal move is like a protect that attacks back a little bit, like a mirror move, but
yeah, but the problem with that is it's only for direct contact, whereas most psychic moves and fire moves aren't direct contact.
They're special,
and that's what's going to be killing you. Yeah. So like, I'm putting grass in the D tier.
Yeah,
it only really shines in Gen 1 because it's a smart pick against the first 2 gyms. But otherwise, that's kind of it.
Yeah, like Masquerada is a very good grass type, but it's one of the very few that's like it's good. Also, I think its move, Flower Trick is pretty good. It's nasty.
Also, I love how it technically has 101% accuracy because critical hits always hit. Critical hits don't miss unless it's like fly or protect. Yeah. But Meowscarada is the exception to the rule.
Yeah, it's one of those where like I like grass Pokemon, but there's not that many good grass types.
No, like Torterra and Meowscarada, I think are the best.
Yeah, and it's part of it's because of like Torterra has very high attack and defense, but also the ground helps it too. Yeah, it's sad.
D tier for grass.
I'm gonna give it a C tier because it does have some use with the spore effects, but yeah.
No, I see it. I see it. All right. Bet.
Yeah. Next is Ice.
All right. Frozen is the best status move. Best status effect. Frozen is bullshit strong.
But now you can thaw out.
Yes, but it's still brutal.
It's still brutal, but it's kind of like sleep now, where eventually you'll thaw out. So it's kind of like it used to be like you were frozen and you were just frozen. You were done.
Yeah.
But I would say ice types are up there because A, they're strong against dragon. They're strong against grass. I believe they're strong against bug.
I think they're strong against ground and flying.
Yes.
Like ice is a rare type to find, but it's strong against so many things.
Lapras
and like great.
Yeah.
Cloyster, great. Crosslass, great. Mamoswine is great. Some of the Gen 5 mons just suck in general, but that's Gen 5 for you.
Yeah, I used Frostmoth in my Sword and Shield team.
I heard good things about Frostmoth. It has like a... Yeah.
The 4x weakness to fire wasn't ideal, but I wouldn't put an ice type or a bug type out against a fire anyway, so...
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and Baxcalibur's quite strong.
It's even without the dragon bit.
Yeah.
Like I know its Glaive Rush is a dragon move, but
still, yeah, I think I would put Ice at A tier. It has a handful of weaknesses like Fire and Steel, but it's strong at so many things.
Fighting?
I think it kind of makes up fighting. But it's strong at so many things. I think it makes up for it.
Well, especially against dragon. Because, like, for a while before Fairy, Ice and Dragon were the only 2 weaknesses for Dragon types.
Yeah, Vaporeon carried me in my Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Nuzlocke.
my Feraligatr, because Ice Fang.
there you go, right? Again. And because Ice moves are learnable by so many Water types, I think that actually is a favor in Ice's favor. And that you can have ice moves on your team without having to have an ice type.
This also doesn't show all the ice types because it's missing Jinx, but because it's
Jinx.
Because it's
Gen 9 decks. Got it.
And Jinx is not in Gen 9, but
Yeah. All right.
Gen still has a lot of them, so it's like, it's fine. Because you got Whaleren here, too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And your favorite, Mr. Rhyme.
Hate Mr. Rhymes so much. I hate his stupid hat and his ugly face.
Arctivolt and Arctivish line, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're still haven't got your message on Biscuit. You can watch the VOD. Yeah, hi. We are still, we finished, giving VTubers their Pokemon typings. We're now ranking Pokemon typings.
Pokemon types. Yeah.
Yeah. And being nerds about Pokemon.
Alright, fighting type. D tier, it sucks. Moving on.
Hold on.
They're weak to birds, Ghoulie.
Yeah. So,
so that's not good.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Fighting is strong against normal. It's the only weakness for normal types. It's also strong against rock. And dark.
And
I think that's it.
And it's weak to birds.
Shut the fuck up! A lot of things are weak to birds. Get over that. Are you gonna fight with a goose, Magnus? Respect birds. For real? Geese
no, I hate them. You know
up.
You know what? I'm gonna make an E tier because of geese.
Yeah, I'm try to punch a bird. Okay, so if we look at this is Gen 9 deck, so we're missing some Mons.
Yeah.
Primeape was like the fighting type, basically. Because only him a chance you couldn't get both in the original game, and Poliwrath was not hard to get, but also like kinda hard to get.
Mm-hmm. Did you have to trade Poliwhirl to get Poliwrath?
I think it's a Waterstone.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm thinking Politoed.
Yeah, Politoed you have trade with the King's Rock. But fighting was like, especially if you're doing Pokemon Yellow, you had to get a Mankey against Brock.
Yeah.
There's also like pretty decent fighting. I think you hate also fighting because it's also like firefighting.
Well, there's that, but like most fighting types are either boring or they're good not because they're fighting types, but because they can learn like the elemental punches, or they have an interesting dual type to them. Like, what is a fighting move that is fun?
Storm Throw. Oh.
Yeah, that's because Throw is your favorite Pokemon.
Throw? That man carried me through Pokemon Bushido. I was on Throw shoulders the entire game.
That says more about you than it does about him.
No!
Still need to go back and clip that. That's brilliant. I'm a fighting hater.
You are a fighting hater. I don't mind.
Born and bred and raised as a fighting hater.
But you have Flamigo on your team.
Yeah, and it was I think the worst Pokemon on my team.
I would say fighting is probably C tier. It's not the worst.
All right,
but
I will relent if only because.
I mean,
there are some fighting types that don't.
Seismic Toss!
Yeah?
One fighting me like a Nuzlocke is Makuhita. Ooh, yeah.
Got a full out shiny and stuff. Right, that's pretty cool.
I think it's one of those where like fighting, you complain that it can learn all the punches and that's why, but it's like it's also one of the few typings that can learn all the punches and all the kicks, and I think a lot of these. Even the pure fighting types are good.
We will agree that you're incorrect.
You little shit. Like Lucario, Like, looking at the Gen 9 decks, there's not that many fighting types. You got Machamp over here. Oh, Surfetch! Peak. Surfetch is peak fighting. You skip that Gen 2. You don't get to talk about Surfetch.
Yeah, I do. It's a bird that can't even bird. Sucks. Moving on.
No! Like Pangoro. Beware.
Like,
Beware's not good because he's
yeah.
normal. Beware's good because he's fighting.
Beware's not good.
I use Beware. You shut the fuck up. Beware has 125 attack. You leave him alone.
Okay, so fighting, weak to birds, psychic, and fairies.
Okay. And
And
so
like those are some of the most common moves. Confusion, draining kiss, wing attack.
I'm sorry. You're gonna penalize fighting for being weak against two of the most OP Pokemon typings?
You know who's not weak to those? Fire type. Water type.
Fire. Does fire resist fairy?
No.
Fairy resists fire.
Fairy resists fire, yeah. We can put it in C tier, and
I'll fucking fight you. We're fighting now.
Alright. Bet.
Poison.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm waiting.
Weak to ground, weak to psychic.
Okay. That's it.
That's a lot.
That's not a lot, it's two! Shut the fuck up!
It's the two most common like moves.
You can't go with what's most common because like we'll be here all day. Like depending on the gen about what's most common. Like water and flying are usually the most common with like the random like bird trainers, and every fucking game has a surfing where there's trainers that only have water Pokemon. But also, again, you would not be putting out a poison type out there in front of them.
Right, but almost every normal and rock and fighting type can learn.
I'm using your same fucking argument about fire types when you were like, oh, we can use a fire type against Pokemon that can learn surf. And it's like, yeah. Same with poison.
Every fire, normal, fighting, rock, steel, and dragon Pokemon can learn earthquake.
Yeah, and like some of these are either resist earthquake or does immune to it. So anyway,
there's a lot of poison types in Gen 1. Holy shit.
There were, and a lot of them like kind of sucked, unfortunately. But it's about
yeah, exactly.
Well, because they were either attached to a dual typing that didn't help it, or they were Grimer and Muck, which were like
or Ekans.
Yeah, they were like Grimer and Muck were annoying to fight, but they weren't necessarily like strong. They were just like HP sponges.
Okay, I will give poison this. Of fairies' two weaknesses, it's the easier to get.
It's the easier to get. There's also some really good Pokemon in here, like Crobat is pretty good. Alolan Slowbro is baller because he's poison.
Galarian Slowbro.
Alolan Slowbro. Oh my god, Galarian! There's so many. There's so many versions. And then like Roserade's a pretty decent grass poison type, actually. All the poison darks like Alolan Muck is pretty good.
Yeah, because they're finally not going to get destroyed by an Abra.
I'm sorry. When the fuck did Abra learn Energy Ball?
Shut the fuck up.
Like, I will use that against you, motherfucker. Okay, look, hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I know poison is not the strongest. I know that.
Okay.
But it's also one of the meanest typings.
Okay.
When you have like Toxapex out here, like Toxapex got banned.
Okay.
Because a lot of them can learn Toxic, and a lot of them can learn. What am I thinking of?
Toxic Spikes.
Toxic Spikes is one. There was a move that I'm thinking of that I can't think of at this exact second. Maybe Toxapex learns it. Toxapex is fucking mean. Venoshock.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a lot of them have Poison Point. A lot of them have Toxic. A lot of them have Venoshock.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
The literal pile of garbage is a poison type.
Yeah.
I think that is representative of...
I fucking love Garbodor. Don't you speak ill of Garbodor. Also, I really liked in Sword and Shield, the lady executive. She has all female Pokemon, and Garbodor's her ace.
Yeah, she went from like psychics and fairies to her ace being garbage because she's secretly toxic.
It's so good.
All right.
Oh, I only heard it as Venoshock. Venoshock.
Where would you? Okay, I will give you this. Most poison types are strong because they're good at what they do because they are poison types.
Yeah.
Rather than something else. So, like, I'll give you that. Where are you putting poison?
I'll put it at B tier. I can recognize that poison is not the strongest typing. I do think it's better than grass in fighting. I would even say it's better than electric.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that.
I don't think
I'm mostly being a hater on it for the bit, not gonna lie.
You're so mean, I want to fight you. I'm gonna fight you in the Denny's parking lot. I think it's one of those where, like, they get dual typed with bad typings or mid typings, so like bug and grass.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be that I am hating on it, because there are so many poison types in Gen 1. Poison was annoying in Gen 1, and poison sucked in Gen 1. Look at all these poison types. There's more poison than birds and cats and dogs combined.
Yep.
Too many poison types in Gen 1.
And a lot of them were not good.
No.
Unfortunately. The ones that were good weren't good because they were poison.
Beedrill's good.
Poison and bug are the best typing. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, Beedrill is the best Pokemon.
Yeah, and like for the Ghastly line, I would argue that poison weakens it because it makes it weak to psychic, and that was just like, why would you make the one thing strong against psychic weak to it also?
Yeah. And fun fact, in Gen 1, Ghost was weak to psychic as well, so it was actually 4 times damage. Bringing a Haunter against Sabrina was the worst thing you could do. The anime lied to you.
Yeah, also poison was super effective against poison in Gen 1.
Yeah, no, it's such a mess. But all right, I'll give poison B tier. Poison B tier.
Okay.
I'm
about to fight you. All right.
All right. Ground.
S tier.
Yep. It is one of the fastest types overall. It has access to some of the strongest moves. Just Earthquake. I mean, that shit is hot.
I mean, like, ground is also super effective against rock types, fire types, poison types, electric types, steel types, I think, also? Maybe not.
I think it might be the other way around.
I think a lot of steel types are also rock types. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, ground is just super solid. It is a underappreciated type.
Yeah, like it's weak to ice, grass, water, and cannot hit flying.
Yeah.
But they're fast, and
steel is weak to ground actually.
Okay, there you go.
But you wouldn't think, because drills and shovels, but whatever.
Maybe because you bury them. I'm trying to think of the Pokemon like logic.
Yeah.
There's a few decent ground types. Unfortunately, the first gen is hooked up to rock.
Yeah, except for Dugtrio again, which is like most Gen 1ers ace for half the game.
Oh man, Alolan Dugtrio carried me in Emerald Sea Glass. I'm so mad about that.
A lot of ground types are just good, but specifically post Gen 1.
Oh yeah, especially with the water ground duo, is
Oh
very
yeah,
sexy.
Quagsire, Gastrodon,
Swampert.
Swampert. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Whiscash, fucking
Ground doesn't really help certain dual typings, like ground and dragon kind of sucks.
a little bit. Also, Flygon isn't a flying type. That bothers me. Granted, I gave it Levitate to try and cheat it, but no.
Yeah.
No. Fuck you.
Yeah, sure. Let's make the ground dragon immune to ground. Why?
Yeah, who are you helping with that?
Poor
Yeah.
Garchomp. Yeah, dragon ground is rough. 4 times weakness to ice is rough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ooh, Excadrill, very solid Pokemon. Crocodile, very solid Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Mudsdale, surprisingly really good.
Clodsire, my boy!
Clodsire, yeah.
He's slow as ass. I would never use him, but I love him.
Yeah.
100 special attack, though, is nice, though. For something that slow.
I think that's special defense.
Or special defense. Oh, you're right. I'm reading it wrong.
No, you're good. Yeah. I think ground type is just really good.
Yeah, I think it's one of those because it has such
Giovanni did nothing wrong.
Giovanni was right. I think because of the diverse, and most mons that aren't even ground can learn Earthquake.
Yeah.
It's just nice, also.
And let's be real, Earthquake is probably just the best move in the game.
Baltoy's ground psychic, not rock psychic.
Not rock. Ah, okay. Well.
Yeah. Oh, Seismitoad's also water ground. Yeah. Ground type is one of those, like, it's S tier just because of its coverage it can do.
Yeah. All right. What we got next?
We got flying.
I really don't like flying.
I want to say it's A tier. But that's because of the coverage it can do. It's super effective against bug and grass and fighting. Which isn't a lot, but grass is also annoying. But is there any good thing? Of course, this is also Gen 9, so it's not showing all of them. So like, it's missing the Pidgey line.
Yeah, but like, a lot of Pokemon that are flying, I would argue, aren't good because they're flying. They're good in spite of it.
It doesn't help that a lot of flying types are paired up with normal.
Yeah.
That doesn't help it at all.
Like, I'm looking at this list, trying to find a flying type that is good because it's a flying type.
Yeah, because Togekiss is good because it's fairy.
It
doesn't help that a lot of flying types aren't fast.
Which is very funny. Like, some of them are. A lot of them aren't. Oh, wait. Shaman is a flying type. D tier.
He's so biased.
Fucking hate Shaman.
Yeah. I'm looking at this list again. It's like, there are Pokemon that are decent, but they're not good because they're flying. Which is, like, the point of, like, this. Like, is this typing good because of its typing?
Like, I would argue, like, getting an early bird is good because then you have, like, hey, next time you're fighting a hiker, if they throw out Machop, you throw out your Pidgey. But, like, most flying types are just in your party because you need them for fly.
Yeah.
What's the best flying move?
I hope it's not Brave Bird.
It might be Brave Bird. Brave Bird, I think, is the best flying move.
It has such a high recoil damage, too.
It does.
Hurricane's also up there, but it misses a lot unless it's raining.
Yeah, Air Slash is really good because it can flinch and it does special damage, but that's more for like a meme than anything.
Yeah, because there's also like Drill Peck is there, but it's okay.
Acrobatics is quite strong.
Aerial Ace, Acrobatics is good.
But you like to use it most effectively, you have to not give your Pokemon a held item.
Yeah,
I think
I would put it at C tier.
Yeah, I would
in
put
front
it
of
above.
grass.
Yeah, because it's specifically stronger than grass and fighting.
Yeah.
I think
Did I
that's
just
funny.
hear shaman slander? Yeah, we don't like shaman because of the movie.
Yeah, the movie where Shaman talks and is a rude piece of shit.
He's an
It's
asshole
so
the
unlikable.
whole
He was so unlikable.
time, and people are just like, shaman, I'll miss our friendship. I'm like, what do you mean? He just trash talked you this entire time.
All he talked about was how cool he was and how much you sucked.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hero.
Shaman's very cute. I think by itself it's very adorable, and I like
the
I like
movie
it.
hurt its public image so badly.
The movie's bad. It also doesn't help that it talks too for some reason.
Yeah.
We do have an ad break starting here in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
So we'll pause it. We'll pause it for the ad break. And
all right, this next one might be the easiest of them all.
Psychic, yeah.
Psychic. I think it says like easy S tier.
Yeah. It's one of
its weaknesses is what is also like the worst type in the game. So
yeah, cause it's only weak to Dark, Ghost, and Bug, and Ghost is the only good typing out of the three. I'm so sorry, Bug and Dark, but it's true.
The original Uber Pokemon Mewtwo.
Yeah, and like yeah, even excluding the legendaries.
Yeah, Slowbro, crazy strong, Executor,
Gardevoir.
really good. Gardevoir. I mean, S tier just for the porn.
No.
Metagross.
Metang, yeah, Metagross. Jirachi creeps me out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Little cave monkeys.
Yeah, Gen 5 is weird, but Gen 5 is just weird.
Oh, Meowstic. Meowstic's pretty good.
Malamar is actually a little on the busted side.
Yeah.
Bruxish, surprisingly actually strong.
Homie said that. Yeah. Maggie actually does not like Gardevoir porn, to be honest. They love Gardevoir.
Gardevoir is my favorite psychic type.
Yeah.
But when I tell people that, they'd be like, ah, because of the titties. It's like, no.
No. Yeah. There's
I would say the psychic showings in the later gens are a little weak.
Yeah.
Who actually cares about Gothitelle, you know?
Yeah, but like Hypno, Starmie.
Oh, Starmie.
Zatu's trash, but it's
yeah, because that should be held against it. Zatu is an exception, I feel.
Yeah, Gardevoir. There's not really that. There's on one hand, there's like a lot of psychics, but also not a lot of psychics at the same time. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Psychic is S tier just by its nature of two of its weaknesses aren't good. Orbeetle's pretty decent, actually. Hatterene's fine.
I will also say that besides Psychic just being a very strong move, Psychic types get a lot of the more interesting non-damaging moves, like Trick Room, Trick.
Also, a lot of them are just fast, too. Not all of them, but some are just fast. Like, Gardevoir's base speed's 100, Alakazam's 120, Starmie's is 115.
Like, a lot of psychic types are glass cannons, but then you have Slowbro, who can take a hit with the best of them. Then you have Metagross, who can take a hit with the best of them. Yeah. The funniest bit in the Pokemon movies involves a psychic type, because man, Rayquaza hates that fucking Deoxys. And I love that so much.
That's one of the better Pokemon movies, to be honest. We had a watch party not long ago where every month we watched at least 2 Pokemon movies in chronological order. You could say I'm a Pokemon connoisseur now.
And
not really, most of them sucked.
like, honestly, but Deoxys showing up and Rayquaza immediately hating on him.
Yeah, just like
the point blank hyper beam. Fuck you!
very
Beautiful.
good.
Love it.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
so Psychic is just S tier. I would put it above the rest.
Honestly, it's probably the best type. Well, Fairy's there. Well,
Fairy's
we'll see.
Fairy's up there. Psychic is just one
Yeah.
of those where like it has a very few weaknesses, but none that really matter. Like Crunch will hurt it because Crunch.
Crunch and Bite, but like those are usually used by Pokemon that aren't dark types.
Yeah, so there's no stab, and like it can hurt.
Yeah, but I will say like in like I want to say starting like Gen 6, a lot of the non-dark types started learning dark moves. I think as a balance, but like
I don't think it helped much.
Yeah, it didn't. And also, before you can use Bite or Crunch, Alakazam has killed you.
Yeah, and like Psychic has a lot of good moves like Zen Headbutt and Psychic and Psybeam and
yeah. And
Psycho
Confusion
Cut.
being Psycho Cut, Confusion being able to be stacked on top of other statuses makes it busted as hell. If you have a Pokemon that is confused and paralyzed,
fuck you.
You have to fuck you.
All right, next.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is Attract a psychic move or is that a normal move?
Attract is normal, I believe.
Oh right, Whitney gives it to you. Right. Gave very weird messages to like 9-year-old me.
Yeah, Miltank.
Yeah, because Miltank, and like I hated that, and then Whitney was a crying brat. Then she gave me the Attract TM. Like, I'm not. Anyway.
Goober.
Anyway.
Bug.
All right. 1, 2, 3. D tier.
Yeah, if you're on to VGC, you ever think about how the world would be different if NDD didn't actually get Trick Room?
Oh god, Trick Room is such a fun fucking move.
Bug type is unfortunately D tier. Sad to say.
I love a lot of bugs. Yeah. A lot of bugs suck ass.
Yeah, I plan on doing a bug catcher run where I only use bug types, but yeah,
yeah, like you know what would have saved it if Yanmega was a dragon bug?
I don't think that would have saved it.
That would have made me happy.
I think the problem is that there's not that many good bug moves, and like there are good Pokemon who happen to be bug, but they're not good because they're bug. Like Heracross, Vikavolt, Volcarona, Rabombi is not good because it's bug. It's good because it's fucking fairy. You know.
Yeah, like there is Megahorn and Bug Buzz and Silverwind, but like I don't care if you have a base power of 120. If the Pokemon that is using it has a base attack of 30.
Yeah, it doesn't help that bugs were given as like a beginning Pokemon where you get the end, it levels up quickly, so you have like a very strong Pokemon against the first like 2 gym leaders. But after that, it's like they're worthless. Like Beedrill and Butterfree are so stagnant compared to other Pokemon.
Yeah, like hey, I love Butterfree. Somebody who started with Charmander, it was my Butterfree that killed Brock. Bye Butterfree still makes me whip little bitch tears. But man, they suck though.
Yeah, so like a lot of these Pokemon that are bug are not good because they're bug. They're good because of whatever they're attached to.
Yeah. Ninjask isn't good because it's a bug. It's good because it boosts its speed every single turn. Scolipede isn't good because it's a bug. It's good because it's a really strong poison type. I even forgot Scolipede was a bug. Jesus.
Vikavolt was a good electric type. Rabombi's a good fairy type. It's not a good bug type.
I would say...
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Beedrill is very funny because its attack set is so high, but it has no HP. I would argue that Golisopod is like the first and maybe only bug Pokemon that is good because it's a bug Pokemon.
Yeah.
Its signature move, First Impression, very strong, is a bug type. And Buzzwole and Pheromosa have decent showings in hentai, so you know, clap for them.
Yeah, they're also Ultra Beasts, which are like they're already disproportionately different than.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the pitfall that the bug types fell into is again being very early mons and having a fast evolution.
Yeah.
For the sake of I don't know why, to be honest.
Yeah, but Mega Beedrill having 150 base attack, 145 speed, so very funny to me. And to Azzy's point, they removes its 30 points from its shitty special attack stat because why would you want special attack on a Beedrill? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a downer because I like bug Pokemon. It's just that they kind of suck.
Like I love Volcarona, I love Beedrill.
Vigavolt's my boy, but not because he's bug.
Yeah. I also think it's funny if you look at it, Vigavolt's base speed is lower than Grubbin's base speed.
Yeah, I don't know why he's a lot slower, but
like I get why Charger Bug is slow because like a little crawling bug, but Vikavolt having less speed than its first Evo is wild to me.
Yeah, but it has Levitate, which benefits it. It's just
yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are like 3 or 4 good bug Pokemon. Half of them are good despite being bug rather than because they're bug, and the rest of them are trash. Sorry.
I know, it's so sad, but it's
Venomoth,
true.
I will always remember you, Venomoth, for your saving the first run of Twitch Plays Pokemon. The all-terrain Venomoth, the Dragon Slayer. I salute you. But you suck.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But yeah, D tier for bug.
Yep.
Rock.
I don't like rock.
They don't have a lot of good rock moves.
And I'll say it, Sturdy is the worst ability in Pokemon. Not because it's bad, because it's annoying.
Stone Edge is one of the higher dealing damage ones, but its accuracy is ass.
Yeah, Rock Slide also high damage. Accuracy is like 70.
Rock Throw is also like 90 accuracy. Yeah. If the accuracy is not 100, it's garbage.
Yeah. And Smackdown is a really weird move because it's a rock move that if it's used against a flying type, the flying type loses its flying status.
Yeah.
But like, I would rather just use a damaging move to kill the bird that is weak to rock. Why would you use Smackdown at all?
Yeah, and a lot of the good moves that rock types can learn are ground moves.
Yeah, or self-destruct.
Yeah, like Earth Power.
It like there's fucking Ancient Power is pretty good, but it's usually used by Pokemon that aren't rock types because like most rock types have garbage special attack. Shit, is rock type a D tier?
Rock type might be a D tier just by there's not that many good rock moves. It's super effective against bugs and flying. And I think it just resists fire.
Yeah.
And it's weak to fighting, grass, ground, water.
Yeah.
And I think it's weak to steel also.
It is. Like, you know what? Rock type has arguably one of the hottest gym leaders in Olivia from Alola. But I don't think that can save it. I think rock I think the rock type might suck ass.
Yeah, I think there's a few good rock type Pokemon, but not because it's rock.
Yeah, Deontay is great because it's a fairy, not because it's a rock type.
I love Macargo, not because it's any good, but because it carried me also.
Yeah.
Like in Rock is fine.
Sucks.
Like Glamora is good because it's poison. It's not good because it's rock.
Because it has corrosion and toxic debris, neither of which are rock-centric abilities.
No, and it's like Mortal Spin's a poison move, which I don't really use that, but like.
Yeah.
Sludge Wave. Power Gym. I forgot about Power Gym, but Gym. But again, it's a special move.
Yeah.
And most rock types are physical.
Yeah, I see Power Gem used by a lot of non-rock types. Yeah, no. I think Rock's just sucks. Sorry, Brock.
I think rock does suck. It's kind of sad. It doesn't help that rock also gets paired up with ground quite
Yeah.
often.
There are like some good rock types, but like a lot of the fossils are good. Not, but I think rock type was almost thrown onto them because it had to be rather than it should have been, and a lot of them get hurt by being a rock type.
Yeah, looking at the Jin 812, it's like Tyrantrum is decent, but it's like, and so is Auroras, but I don't think they're good because they're rock. They're good because of the other typing attached to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bummer.
All right. Back to back D tier. Let's go.
Yeah.
Buzzy and Brock are making out in the background. Woo.
Woo. Ghost. A tier.
I'll give it that. There's a lot of really strong ghost types. A lot of them unfortunately are hindered by being trade evos of some sort. But there are a lot of strong ghost moves, and a lot of ghost types can learn. They like bridge the gap between psychic and fairy.
Yeah, because like ghosts are only super effective against psychic and ghost.
Yes.
But
they're
weak,
only weak to
dark, and
ghost.
Are they weak to fighting?
No, they are immune to fighting and normal.
They're immune to fighting. She can't punch a ghost.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of the ghost types are fast with a high special attack, and I think that helps them quite a bit.
Yeah. Being immune to normal type, granted they can't damage normal types, but being immune to normal types is so strong because they are just immune to the most common moves in the game. They're immune to fighting as well. They resist poison. I think Ghost's just really solid. It's weird that it's weak to itself, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like they can learn Will-O-Wisp. They can learn all sorts of moves.
I would also say a lot of these typings that they're attached to are stronger because they're ghost.
Yeah.
Like a lot of ghost grass types are better for being ghost. I also like, because I know we're talking about like ghost, because like a lot of ghost types can also learn a huge pool of moves compared to other typings, which.
Yeah, Miss Magus can learn Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Like, hot damn.
Yeah, like I had a Gengar on my team that only had one ghost move, and I also had Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt and
probably Sludge Bomb,
Shadow Ball.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I think Ghost is it's very solid. I think it's weakened a little bit by Ghost moves, kind of not being all that great. There's like a couple that are strong, and then
yeah, there's not many Ghost moves that are good, but the Ghost.
Oh boy, I sure do love Lick.
You don't like licking? That's crazy. Shadow Punch is pretty decent.
I never reciprocate. What?
Shadow Ball is pretty decent. Oh, I was thinking Dark Pulse. Shadow Ball's the ghost move. Dark Pulse is the dark move. But because I think a lot of them have a wide range of TMs they can learn as well.
Yeah.
There's no good
That's not true.
Ghost move.
No, there is Shadow Punch, but like it sucks.
Yeah.
I believe Giratina's Shadow Force is physical, but like that's it's a signature move of a legendary dragon, so like, you know, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Most ghost types are special attackers.
Yeah. Like Chandelure is wild because it's a ghost. Like normally you wouldn't expect a fire type to learn a grass move outside of like Solar Beam, but Chandelure, I think because of a ghost, is why it can learn Energy Ball, which is a really solid fucking move. Yeah. So like I would say that I think maybe Ghost is the top of the A tier, above normal, but like it's just shy of S in my opinion, for lack of strong ghost moves.
Yeah, because like there's some decent ghost moves, but because of a lot of Pokemon are improved by being ghost.
Yeah. Shadow Claw is a decent one, but like that's kind of it.
Yeah, Shadow Sneak is also one, but it's not. Its base attack is kind of trash.
Yeah, it only ever really good on Aegislash because it was Aegislash is Aegislash.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's again. Yeah, it's kind of one of those weird things where it's just like there could be better moves, but a lot of them have such a wide range of moves they can learn.
Yeah, it's an A+.
Yeah, and again, a lot more fast, and a lot of them have very high special attack.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. Aegis Slash is more of a physical attacker.
It can actually be a mix. It works pretty well as a mix.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. It can go back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just shy of S, though.
Yeah, I think it could be better with more prominent movesets, but as is, can't go wrong with Ghost.
Yeah.
You can have an all Ghost team and then just dominate any playthrough.
Kinda, yeah.
Dragonpote Struggle comes to mind. Its best Ghost physical was Phantom Force. Yeah, there are some physical physical Ghost moves. It's just not a lot.
Yeah. And they become more common as the gens have gone on, so which helps out a lot.
Yeah.
So
Dragon. I would say B tier.
I would say maybe C tier.
Dragon used to be really good.
It used to be really good. Asterisk, because like dragon types are the hardest to train to evolve.
Yeah, stares at you intently.
So Gen 6 did Dragon dirty.
Yeah, right? Giving it the fairy weakness,
which while making sense.
And like fairies, we're gonna get to fairies in a second, but fairies one of the best typings, so it's kind of like, oops.
Yeah, I can say outside of fairy, because dragon resists all the elements like fire, water, and grass. And I believe it resists electric too. It's just weak to ice, dragon, and fairy.
Yes, it's only weak to those. It resists a lot of them. Dragon used to be very OP. I would say that dragon used to be like one of the typings. It's like was up there with psychic. It had very few weaknesses, and the weaknesses it did have didn't really matter much.
Yeah.
Because there weren't that many ice type Pokemon, and also dragon being is dragon. So if something has a dragon move, it's most likely also a dragon type. Therefore.
Yeah, like they had to make all of the like Gen 1 through 4 dragons dual types to weaken them to make them have extra weaknesses to ice for balance.
Yeah.
Like all the flying dragons and ground dragons are there specifically to make dragon a weaker type defensively, so you wouldn't struggle against the Elite Four. And I think it was around Gen 5 where they started moving away. There were so many ground dragon and flying dragons in Gens 1 through 4. They moved away from that in Gen 5. And then Fairy happened.
It's kind of hard because like I like dragon types.
Yeah. I would put it at B tier.
Yeah.
The biggest issue it has is that when they added the fairy type, they made a lot of really common Pokemon fairy types retroactively. So you'll encounter a fairy type on like Route 1, you know?
Yeah. And like Gardevoir is also now a fairy type.
Yeah, fairy types just became so common. And they're so strong. And it's Dragon's biggest weakness. But outside of that, like in a vacuum,
I would say Dragon is B tier.
Yeah.
I would put it in front of Poison. Because I think dragons are still really strong. It doesn't help that a lot of them are now dual typed, which weakens them.
Yeah.
Because they're weakened because of the second typing, not because they're dragon, but again also because of fairies being introduced.
Poor Hydreigon, my guy.
Yeah.
Poor Hydreigon. It became like, oh, the dark dragon, that's so cool. I've got 3 heads. And then Azumarill walks up.
Yeah, and just fucking kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some really fun dragons in the Gen 8, Gen 9.
Eternatus, my beloved. I like using him against Leon.
I think because they added fairy and made it so common is when they started being like, okay, not every dragon needs to be ground or flying also. So they started
Yeah.
moving away from that, and you got more water dragons, fire dragons, grass dragons. It became
Duraludon.
yeah, steel dragon. They were able to branch out in the dual typings in later gens because of fairy. So like that is a positive. Um, but yeah, I think high D tier is fair.
Yeah, I
Grappa
think it's
sucks.
because I think it probably would have been S tier before Fairy,
Yeah,
but because of
like
Fairy's introduction, it dropped because Fairy is one of the most common typings
mm,
now.
yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, it is wild that they basically just stopped doing flying dragon after fairy because they didn't need to have quad ice weakness anymore.
Okay, but Legends EA Mega Flagon will fix everything.
No, Mega Yon Mega. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's go.
Let's
Mega
go.
Yon Mega.
It's in its
Um,
name.
yeah, as foretold in the scrolls. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I still like dragons. It's just yeah, they got kind of nerfed by fairies.
Mm.
Speaking of nerf, dark types.
Wow, they got introduced. Dark types were introduced to nerf psychics, and then that's like the only thing they had going for them. And then they gained like the most common weakness in the entire game.
Yeah, because they also got the fairy weakness, and you're like, cool, 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 cool. Let's
Cool, cool,
make
cool, cool, cool,
one of
cool,
the
cool, 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 cool.
mid typings worse.
Yeah,
Um,
it
I
went from being a B tier to I think a D.
I think dark is D tier because not only is it weak to fairy, it doesn't have that good strong of a move pool.
Yeah, like Dark Pulse, Night Slash,
Yeah,
and
like crunch is a very common move. Fight and crunch are the very common physical dark moves.
yeah. Like I like Dark type quite a lot. It's why I did it for my VTuber luck. My that was my third type was Dark. And a lot of
Ooh.
Pokemon Dark type Pokemon have some like the best like designs.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They're also weak to fighting.
yeah.
They're weak to fighting and fairy. And
They're immune to Psychic, so like they got that going for them.
are they immune or they just resist it?
They're immune.
Okay.
Straight up immune.
I think they're weak to bug.
They are weak to Bug, which is very funny.
Which is very weak. Tyranitar is a dark type, A tier. Tyranitar also has like 7 weaknesses. That motherfucker will get destroyed by
Rock Dark is such an unfortunate typing combination.
You can spit on him and he dies. Like, I feel so bad. Tyranitar has a cool design. He has a cool design. He's just
Yeah, I love Kaiju.
all those
boy.
weaknesses are bad.
Tyranitar is weak to real quick. Tyranitar is weak to ground, ice, water, grass, fighting, bug, fairy. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like 8.
Is he rock dark?
He's rock dark, yeah.
Things we
So
can steal also.
Yeah, yeah. Never mind. 9 weaknesses.
My boy, it's so Seiya because he looks really cool and he has such a cool move set. It's just that all those weaknesses make it very hard.
I will say that most of the megas in Gen 6 and 7 that were dark type were the best megas design wise. Mega Houndoom, Mega Tyranitar, Mega Absol.
Yeah, like Tyranitar benefits from having a decently HP pool, a decent attack.
Yeah, pseudo legendary
defenses, but like because he's pseudo legendary. Yeah. But he's kind of slow. So like, if you outspeed Tyranitar, he's probably gonna die, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these Pokemon, like dark types, can save a typing. Like Poison Dark is one of my favorite dual typings because
Poison Dark goes hard.
Its only weakness is ground. That's its only weakness, and that. Again, that hurts, but it's also like that's pretty baller. That's a dual typing that actually helps each other.
Yeah. Like I love the Bisharp line. I love Zoroark. Zoroark memes are very funny.
My boy.
Yeah. But yeah. Otherwise, yeah. I think it's high D tier because it has some standouts that are just like the best dark is obviously better than the best bug, you know.
Yeah,
But
and like
I think it's a D plus.
yeah, because I think some Pokemon benefit from being a partial dark type,
Mm-hmm.
but dark by itself has way too many
Yeah.
weaknesses, and depending on the dual typing,
Also,
it just adds more weaknesses.
Also, Iron Jugulus was the only future Paradox Pokemon that's not Steel. They just removed its Dragon typing to make it suck less.
Aw.
I think that's really funny.
Yeah, so I would put Dark's in D tier. I would say it's still above Bug.
It's above Bug. Is Rock above Bug?
Yes.
Okay, what's the best Rock Pokemon that isn't legendary or mythical?
I'd have to look at the list again. My brain is like thinking like Onyx. It's like Onyx is not good. Shut up, brain. Golem actually isn't that bad, and neither is Rhydon. Hey, Tyranitar. There you go. We got you, Azzy. Tyranitar.
There you go.
Rhyperior. The Lycanrocs aren't bad either.
Okay. I'll accept that Bug is bottom of the D tier. As a great lover of the Bug type, it's in spite of its strengths rather than because it's strong.
Yeah, it's just like because like Rock is still super effective against flying, which is just nice, but
yeah,
Bug types are just
Alright. Yeah. Next type.
Steel.
Steel is like a hard type to get because they're not just around.
I want to say Steel is probably mid. It's in the middle. Because there are some good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it has the most resistances of any type,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it really strong. It resists Psychic and Dragon, which people forget.
It's weak to fire. And fighting.
Yes.
It is strong against ice.
And rock.
And rock.
And fairy.
And fairy, which that buffs it up a little bit, actually. I forgot about the super effective against fairy, which is one of the strongest typings.
I think Steel is like B tier below Poison, above Electric is where I'd put it. Yeah,
because there are some Pokemon who are good Steel types, but they're unique. Like Tinkaton is what comes to mind.
Yeah.
Tinkaton Hammer is a fucking OP move, but only it can learn it. So
yeah, I'd say like it's got Aegislash, it's got Kingambit, it's got Tinkaton, it's got some standouts, but they're hard to get. A lot of Steel moves are very straightforward. I think it's B tier.
I think it's B tier. I think being strong against Fairy helps it quite a bit, just because Fairy is very OP. Meteor Mash.
That's
Flash Cannon.
Flash Cannon's good.
Oh, Metal Claw. Even though it's a lowered move, it's a lot of moves that things can learn.
Yeah.
And then Iron Tail and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give you B tier. I will put it after Dragon.
All right.
I love my Poison, but Poison
Steel is immune to Poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steel is like I think just the strongest type defensively. It has a few contenders for like really strong offensive Pokemon.
I would say before the Fairy types, I would put Steel at a C or D tier.
Yeah. But speaking of
Fairy
types,
S tier.
Best type in the game franchise, actually, a little bit.
It's only weak to Steel and Poison.
Yeah.
Which are not that good of typings.
Yeah. Fairy type turned Clefable from a middling Pokemon to a competitive powerhouse in Gen 6 and 7.
And a Azumarill. It actually makes Azumarill more viable.
Yeah, a huge power Azumarill is disgusting.
Yep, Gardevoir got a boost.
Is great. Whimsicott actually got a boost from the fairy typing as well. It's one of the best setups and setup Pokemon just at all.
Sylveon.
Sylveon is great.
Dedene's actually Dedene's pretty mid, but like I used him. I liked him. Rabombi is fucking ridiculous.
Primarina,
so fast.
Mimikyu. Yeah.
Yeah, Hatterene, Tinkaton also benefits from the fairy. I think it's one of those like if a Pokemon is something in fairy, it only benefits from being fairy.
Yeah, it's stronger because of it, yeah. It also has some of the strongest moves. It destroys a lot of Pokemon.
Play Rough, Dazzling Gleam.
Moonblast.
Fluttermane is disgusting.
Fluttermane got banned because it was too strong.
Moonblast. That's the other.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's also Misty Terrain, which is really strong. Yeah, I think Fairy is. You know what? Pokemon has some Pokemon has been doing good PR work for the color pink.
Yeah,
because like it's just really strong.
Mawile became good.
Yeah, Steel Fairy, crazy. Mega Mawile, disgustingly good.
Yeah,
in the right team comp.
So I think this we can agree on is that Fairy only benefits the Pokemon that gets attached to it, regardless of the other typing, because just learning Fairy moves just makes you. Grimmsnarl is ridiculous. Fuck Grimmsnarl.
Milcery, the cum Pokemon, pretty good.
Don't call him that.
It looks like it's a
don't
floating
call
cum bubble.
That.
It's a floating cum bubble. What do you want from me?
It's icing. It's cake icing. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Why does it smell like squid?
Shut the fuck up. I'm killing you. In game.
Then in real life.
Like there are fairy types that aren't very good. Like I wouldn't say
Aromatisse, yeah,
or Slurmpluff are good, but like there are good Pokemon that are fairy.
Yeah, all the Tapus are pretty good. Tapu Lele might be the best, and it's Psychic Fairy, which is a really strong typing.
Mimikyu is Ghost Fairy.
Oh, Mimikyu is so fun too. Yeah, Fairy is just the best.
And Steel Fairy is fucking ridiculous with like being is it immune or resistant to poison? It's one of those.
Immune to poison. Yeah,
so it's immune to poison. So what it means is gone. Get rid of it. It's neutral to fire. So it gets rid of the fire we use for steel. Yeah.
It's it's good.
And steel's neutral because it's a fucking steel type.
Yeah.
So yeah,
all right.
I would say fairy type is one of the best typings. I don't know what the fuck this rainbow one is. I think it's the all typing.
Yeah, which is only which nobody actually uses. So whatever, just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, only one Pokemon has this typing. But yeah.
All right.
So S tier: Fairy, Psychic, Fire, Water, Ground. A tier: Ghost, Normal, Ice. B tier: Dragon, Steel, Poison, Electric. C tier: Flying, Grass, Fighting, and D tier: Dark, Rock, and Bug. Bug's the worst typing. It's sad. I love bugs. Yeah.
Like, in every game where there is a bug gym leader or Elite Four, they're almost always the weakest. Bugsy is the second gym leader, but they're way easier to get through than Falconer.
Yeah.
In Gen 9, the bug gym leader, she's super cute. And you blow on her Pokemon and they die. So
yeah, I think Bugsy can only be difficult because of U-turn.
Yeah, but that's only in the Gen 4 remakes. It was Fury Cutter in Gen 2, which sucks.
Yeah. A lot of the argument is like, are these typings good by themselves, and are Pokemon, do they benefit from being dual typed with it? And no one benefits from being dual typed with Bug.
No. Sag.
All right.
But hey, we did it. We
Yeah.
did 38 VTuber typings, and we, without very methodically, scientifically, with no argument or disagreement, we did all of the Pokemon types.
We did.
We did it.